Live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas, this is Runway DFW in color. Now, here is your host, Walt Zwerko.
Well, I messed up there, folks. I started a stream which nobody was expecting to see. And so that accounts for why this is late and why this is a little messed up. So I apologize for that. It's Thursday, September 22nd, 2022. We're here with you. We had a false start. So there's about 10 minutes of stream somewhere else on YouTube, and this is the one that was supposed to be here. So let's just go, okay? I do apologize for my mistake. So let's get back on track here, shall we? Our next arrival is going to be a 777. American Airlines Flight 102 coming in from Honolulu after a 6-hour and 46-minute flight so far. So it'll be another couple minutes before the passengers get to stretch their legs.
UPS 9775, heavy amend your altitude and maintain 13,000.
Let me see if I can get
Runway 3909
where we want to be here. Just that one. Okay, so here comes Flight 102 from Honolulu on the second try of Runway DFW for this Wednesday AM. You know, I think I was a little flummoxed this morning when what seemed to be our very reliable internet connection was in the toilet, one would say. And so I was scrambling to get us hooked up with our backup, which I fortunately had fully charged just a day or two ago. So I think we're okay. It looks like our signal's going out there correctly. A flight coming in on the east side from Chicago O'Hare. Now the east side is somewhere where we can't see the planes land. We can watch them glide in like this one. And that is the extent of how much we can see that plane, although you might be able to see the tail kind of go through the screen in the center of your shot there. Maybe that plane's not big enough. Got a bunch of, I don't know if you can see them all in the sky here. But I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 planes in the sky, 7. What we're going to be looking at here is American Eagle Flight 3512 in Embraer 145 coming in from Waco, Texas. I was saying on our pre-show stream, which I guess is what it amounted to be, that I've reprogrammed my scanner and gotten a new antenna for it, so it should sound, it still sounds a little scratchy. I may have to elevate the antenna a bit, but I've reprogrammed the frequencies, so it should be a little more, have a little less superfluous material in there. And I think it was on the first stream that I mentioned to you that it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit here, which is very pleasant. I think we're in for another warmish day here in North Texas, kind of unusually warm, but for right now, I have no complaints. That, I think, is a 757 UPS flight, if the markings look correct to me. So we'll be seeing that come over here. This is coming in on the east side again. And there in the background is the hazy skyline of the city of Dallas. Take a little longer shot here. Another American Eagle flight coming in on this side now. It's flight 3845 arriving from Wichita, Kansas in Embraer 175. Here's our home base of DFW Founders Plaza with the open trunk of my vehicle there. I didn't mean to have that in the shot. That's a little more like it. The green beacon is rotating there. The flags indicate a southerly breeze. Tom Markham also, can you get my daughter flying in and out of DFW about 3 times today? She's a SkyWest flight attendant. Well, I'm only going to be here till 9 a.m. Central Time, about, lost track of time here, about 2 hours from now. Well, it's a relatively brief broadcast, but certainly if she's on one of the planes that we see over here, I'd be happy to take some pictures. In fact, we have a SkyWest plane on final approach now. SkyWest flight 4922 coming in from San Angelo after less than 40 minutes in the air. San Angelo, Texas. It's a SkyWest, it's American Eagle flight 4922 operated by SkyWest Airlines. The Mitsubishi 701ER. Just a little dot in the sky right now, but it's just to the left of that signpost. So if you know anybody who is a flight attendant on this flight, there it is. A little hard to tell, they're a little separated, but we do have parallel landings going on over there on the east side of the airport. Next up, for your entertainment and amusement, is American Eagle Flight 3706. And that is arriving from Stillwater, Oklahoma. Another brief jaunt.
Good morning, Airshuttle 578611 descending 8,000 information pictures. Airshuttle 5786, here's our approach towards 7 center, up to the 7.
And our signal, of course, is being beamed up to you by the exclusive Runway DFW satellite truck.
Approach American 2677 through 11.5 for 8,000. 2677 regional approach, 17.
Should shed some light on it here.
17 center, American 2677.
It's a little better.
28, descend maintain 5,000. American 1098, expect 2177. 177.
Another SkyWest plane being operated on behalf of American Eagle, coming in from Laredo, Texas. Flight 3138. CRJ 700 or 701, one of those. 701. I need to stop down for a second and say hello to everybody. Tom, whose daughter's a flight attendant, says, I got her one of her flights last week and saved the clip, thanks. Going Slightly Mad says, love the satellite truck, and you know what? If you want your own, but not with the Runway DFW exclusive markings, you can go to our description of this broadcast, and there's a link, there's an Amazon link to that truck. Now, of course, you'll have to pay for the freight because it's a pretty big truck, but Going Slightly Mad says the small jets are cute and kind of scary. I flew one and sat by the small gallery and it had Continental on the wall. Well, as you probably know, there's been a lot of consolidation in the airline industry over the last few years. You know, Americans still flying old TWA jets and America West jets around, and who knows where else they may have been sourced. Cargo fans, we have a 767 coming in. It's a UPS flight 9775 from Houston Intercontinental Airport. A 767, and here it is. That's one of the newer 767s you will see flying around. It's just 2 years old, dating back to September of 2020. As it plays bread and butter with that American jet exiting the terminal, not the terminal area, the hangar area. And unlike when we were here on Monday, when I guess there was some kind of a holiday at UPS, I don't know. There were no UPS planes coming or going while we were here. We do expect to see at least a couple of MD-11 tri-jets go out. There are 4 of them parked over there right now at the UPS cargo hub, which is just to the south of us. Something is wrong with my voice today. Here comes another American Eagle flight, number 175. Touching down after a flight from, I believe it's Midland, Texas. Midland it is. And here comes that 767. Oh, Emery wants to know if there's any Envoy action. Oh yeah, we got plenty of Envoy action here. Envoy is the regional airline that's owned, it's a subsidiary of American Airlines. SkyWest, I think, is its own separate airline which operates flights on behalf of American Eagle. And as that turns there, we're going to turn over here to greet this Airbus A321 coming in from San Antonio, Texas. American Flight 2342. So it's down. Let's go back to the 767 as it finds a parking spot. Am I hearing lawn maintenance in the background? I believe I hear some string trimmer action. So your airplane sounds are going to be punctuated by lawnmowers and weed whackers and such. And there's our sunrise for this morning. Right on time at 7:17, as all the meteorologists had predicted. So we're good to go for another day. Good morning to you, Mary Robinson. Connie G liked the shot of the UPS cargo planes, and yeah, there should be more to come in that regard. Dave Kimball, a fan of our sunrise. Yankee Doodle Dandy says the same. It's nice right now, but in about, I don't know, 20 minutes, it's going to be very glary. And going slightly mad, pointing out the obvious, landscape maintenance day. But it's always fun to hear these sounds of lawn maintenance juxtaposed with, oh, no problem. Juxtaposed with the sounds of modern jet aircraft. This is the 757 we saw coming in on the east side. Seems like 15 minutes ago. So it's been taxiing over here. So we've got the 767 in place. Now we've got its little brother. I'm suspecting this one's not going to be 2 years old.
A blast from the past, 1998.
So our first 20th century aircraft of the morning. You know what that sound means. Did you hear it? It's Delta Flight 1662 off to Minneapolis. An Airbus A220 with that distinctive, what I like to call Wookiee-like growl as it fires up its engines for takeoff. And on our left is American Flight 1595 coming in from Austin, Texas. 737-800. I like words. I like interesting words. And it was yesterday, I think it was, I'd gone to watch my grandson get on the bus off to school. And so I stopped at the Starbucks to plug in my computer and do some work. And I got a venti iced coffee from the Starbucks, and they didn't have any of the long straws, which fit a little better into the cup. So I asked one of the baristas if there were any, and she used a word that I'd never heard anybody speak in quote-unquote real life to me before. She said, "Perchance." And so she went off to get the straw, and she gave it to me. I looked at her puzzled, and I said, "Did you say perchance? I mean, did I hear that wrong?" And she said yes. So I gave her the vocabulary award for the day. It was a very Shakespearean moment there at the Starbucks as we watch American Flight 2768. An Airbus A319. Touching down after its flight from McAllen in South Texas. Checking in after just an hour and 10 minutes in the air. And that's just barely a 21st century plane, having been delivered in November of 2000. Now, if I read the flight logs correctly this morning, before I went to bed. I think we'll have a Cathay Pacific coming in from, I can't remember if it was either Miami or Atlanta. So stand by for that. I think, oh yes. Robin from the hood. Perchance, does Love Field have an observation area? I've gone to DFW observation for years when I'm up there, both the current location and the old South Side one. Well, you've been around for quite a while. There are a couple of places you can watch planes from Love Field. There's a park on the north side of the airport at Bachman Lake, and that one. And you can watch the planes like fly right over you there. It's a good place to get some of the atmospherics, although you can't actually see them land from that position because you're a little lower than the runway is. But you get to hear the planes roar and stuff. Now there's several parking garages, and one that offered a great view of the east side runways, or runway, which I'm trying to remember if that one has been closed now since I was there, because they were the west side runway was still under construction when I was there. So the parking garage that I was on, I can't remember which one it was, offered a great view of the east side runway, but they weren't being very friendly to plane spotters there, or at least not. I mean, they weren't not nice to me, but they made it clear that I needed to have some permits, and you know, I kind of went there hoping that everything would be all right. And a police officer did come, and I asked, you know, do you need to see anything from me? Do you need to check my equipment? He said no. He just watched me for a while and then went away. But when I asked the management of the airport, you know, for official permission, they said, oh sure, fill out these forms and get these permits and all this stuff, and it's going to be hundreds of dollars, and I don't have the budget for that. So if you're just an individual and you want to just catch some planes coming in, you pay to get in the parking garage and go on up to the roof or one of the lower levels and just watch. I don't think anybody's going to bother you if you pull out your camera every now and again and take a shot. But for me, when it involves something like a setup like this to get our signal to you, it's a little horse of a different color. So there's the DFW Founders Plaza, from which we emanate here, courtesy of DFW Airport. We thank them for this superlative position from which we can broadcast. Here is American Airlines Flight 2286. It's another A319 minibus coming in from Monterrey in Mexico. Listen to those engines roar. Two-cycle jet engine action. Our next arrival here on runway 18 right, going to be coming in from Seoul in Korea. Where Sergeant Robinson is right now. I don't know if he's in Seoul, but he's in Korea. This is going to be Korean Airlines Flight 31, a 787-9 Dreamliner. So we can get it in our sights here. This is the flight that on Monday we were here. This was coming in on runway 13 right, which we normally don't see, and I thought I'd turn my camera around to watch it coming in. It's a crosswind kind of diagonal runway, and instead of trying to see it kind of flying under the, going behind trees and buildings, we saw it go up in the air. It was a go-round. Don't know why that happened, but it returned about 20 minutes later and came in just as this one is coming in on runway 18 right. So there you have your Pepsi plane. Let's listen to it roar in. This is coming in early and also landed pretty short. It's a perfectly fine place to touch down, but usually seems like it goes longer down the runway before it hits the mark. So it definitely did not go long. And this is landing very early. It took off late, but it made up some time. Must have had a pretty good tailwind. It's coming in almost an hour early, according to schedule. It's supposed to be here at 8:20, and here it is 7:31. So I'm sure that's a relief to the passengers after that flight of 6,841 miles. When I did something else betwixt the time we last broadcast you and today, I became a feeder for Flight Radar 24. So I had this Raspberry Pi computer, which I wasn't doing anything with, and I knew that if you just downloaded the Flight Radar 24 software and configured it so it would hook up to your Wi-Fi or your network, you can feed flight information to Flight Radar 24. So now I am an official feeder of flight information to Flight Radar 24, which is very nice because you get their free subscription to their most expensive package. It's pretty easy to do, and so once I tested it and made sure it was working, I just stuck it up in the attic, and it's getting information from planes in about a 50-mile radius to add to the library of content which Flight Radar 24 provides. So if you see a plane in north central Texas on Flight Radar 24, you might have me to thank for that. I'm sure they have a lot of other feeders in the area, but so it's all redundancy based, and so it's kind of cool. I should look up to see when we can expect that Cathay Pacific flight. And SSC Fred Robinson, who is one of our fine members of the Moderation Federation here at Runway DFW. Says I'm about an hour north of Seoul, which puts you pretty darn close to the border with that northern neighbor, does it not? My son and I went on a bus to the demilitarized zone, the famous area where you see those little huts right on the border where official meetings take place, you know, when relations are cordial, which I guess they haven't been for a while. And, you know, technically, he and I actually stepped into North Korea inside one of those buildings during the tour. But they do warn you not to make any sudden moves that could be interpreted incorrectly by the North while you're visiting there. And you have to sign a waiver to visit the demilitarized zone, absolving the government and the allies and South Korea from any liability should you run into any unforeseen situations. Michael Heller is also an ADS-B feeder for Flight Radar 24 in the Columbus, Ohio area. So we will doff our caps to you next time we see some flights in that area. David Sheffield commenting on our setup. He says, "Nice setup. You do that all for us? Thanks so much." I'm happy to do this. This is fun for someone in their advanced years to get to talk to all of you all around the world. And I know my wife says I should never say y'all because I'm a Brooklyn boy. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. So I'm looking through my screen. I am seeing MJ Scanlon Photography on board. Hello to you. This was a few minutes ago. He was telling us about the UPS 757 from Little Rock landing on the east side. We did see that come in. So yeah, that's an old comment, but nonetheless, happy to see you here. And Ms. Wolves 13, another one of the members of the Runway DFW Moderation Federation, who we should acknowledge right now as our runway is being inspected. There they are. There's our friends. Good to see you all. And please be kind to them and thank them for their service to you. Making sure you have a nice, safe, fun place to hang out here. And did I say, I'm losing my mind now, Ms. Wolf 13, good morning to you. Can't remember if I posted your comment up here a minute ago or not. Our regular viewer Connie G says hello to all from Phoenix, Arizona. Bill Platt is confused why the stream had to be restarted. Another one of our moderators. Well, apparently I started a stream not on the preset that I had made for today's stream. It's kind of confusing, but you set up these streams in advance on YouTube, and then you're supposed to click that button to go to that link so that the people who are expecting to see it were there. And apparently, I guess I must have clicked the wrong button, or at least that's what it seems like. So I wanted to restart the stream so that everybody who was waiting for it where it was supposed to be expecting to be could find it. so that's why, and that's confusing, and I'm sorry about that. 1970 RPM, good morning, watching from Hearst today. That's another suburb of the metro area. Just dropped kiddos at Love Field for their first flight without mom and dad. Ooh, that must be exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time. Stephanie Hutchison, good morning, my friends. Good morning to you, Stephanie. We have Reginald Thompson, who is checking in from Atlanta, Georgia. Good morning to you. Atlanta being the #1 busiest airport in the U.S., and we are #2. We have another UPS cargo flight coming in now from Austin, 767. And it's coming in on runway 13 right. So we won't see it land. It's landing behind us right now as we speak. We'll be able to see it as it approaches us. There's another 767. Let's see if this one is as newish as the one we just saw. It's a 12-year-old plane. And again, it's coming from Austin, the capital of Texas. All that dust over there. It almost looks like they're doing some sort of street sweeping or something. So we can get a little closer view of it here. Definitely a lot of dust. What are they doing? They're not de-icing planes, I know that. I've never seen that before. It would seem that it wouldn't set well with jet engine intakes, but yeah, it looks like a street sweeper of some sort. I remember as a kid growing up in Brooklyn, New York, the street sweepers would come along and we'd follow them along, and they kind of sprayed some water, I guess, to cut down on the dust, and they had these twin brooms in the front which would sweep things in. But after it went by, it wouldn't look any cleaner than it had before they came down the street. It just looked like the dirt and debris had been rearranged somehow. But I'm sure when they empty their hoppers at the end of their run, there's a pile of junk in there, so. Estro Tener. I'm from Jamaica, Queens, in the New York area. Happy to have you with us. John Kelly Grant says, beautiful airport, love Texas. And going slightly mad, agrees with me, street sweepers just make the street a mess. Maybe the street sweeper manufacturers have some sort of a lobby organization. Our friend Farida Bed says, hello friends, and we are happy to have you here as well. And Yankee Doodle Dandy says, I'm from South Africa. So does that mean you're from South Africa, or you are, well, I mean, from South Africa, but are you in South Africa, I guess is the question. Good morning, everyone, says Kitty B. And I want to second the opinion of Going Slightly Mad, who says mods rock, and they do. We're in kind of a lull. Well, not a lull for lawn maintenance, that's for sure, or for sweeping up dust from taxiways. And that Embraer 175 just went through that cloud of dust, or near it. Well, get back to aviation here, at least. We do have this 757 about to come into the UPS cargo facility. Yeah, so much dust. I agree, John Kelly Grant. I'm going to let you watch this as I go back to the car and get my hat. I forgot my hat. So there it goes. I am now beheaded, if that's a word. And we await more aircraft action. Farida Bed says 16 hours ago it was 87 degrees here in Cleveland, Ohio. Current temperature 61 Fahrenheit with a stiff breeze. Hello, fall. And yeah, fall comes here in North America at least. Sometime this evening, I believe. Wait. Yeah, it's Thursday. Wathaj, good morning from Lufthansa Technique, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Happy to have you back with us. Going Slightly Mad, also greeting fall. We get back to Korea Talk. SFC Fred Robinson, one of our Mod Squad members, Moderation Federation I should say. He's 10 miles from the DMZ, and he's in Korea, the demilitarized zone. I've gone on the tour at the DMZ a few times. It's a great experience. Yeah, it was a great experience. It's just that when they hand you that form on the bus, And no, I think it was actually there's a meeting room, like a briefing room. You get a briefing before you go actually out to the demilitarized area. And they give you this clipboard with a form to fill out, and it's like, you know, you're signing away your life, literally. But, you know, that's what lawyers are for. So I signed it. I gritted my teeth and I signed it. I didn't see anybody else not signing it. Stephanie Hutchison notes that if you are a weather person like I am, meteorological fall started September 1st. I grab onto that with both hands. I'm over summer. And, yeah, I kind of get that. But why is there a meteorological fall and a fall? Just like the wind chill factor. Do they call it something else now? Wind chill, the real feel. You know, I don't get that. I just want to know the actual temperature. And if it's windy out, I know it'll be a little cool, it'll feel a little colder. But when they tell you, well, it's 38 degrees, but really it feels like 27. I don't know. And Emery saying, yeah, it doesn't feel like fall in Texas. No, not right now. It does not. Travis, Florida, USA. I am sure over summer. Yes, but because you know, I'll take a hot summer day any time over a cold winter one, at least here in Texas. Well, while we're waiting for airplanes to emerge from the sky or take off from the runway, we'll take a look at this MD-11 over here with its cargo door, or one of its cargo doors, open. And we should in this next hour see at least one of them head out to Louisville. I don't know if it'll be that one. There are 4 of them right now, 4 MD-11s parked over at UPS. So we'll see what happens with that. We have coming into your view now, United Flight 2371. It's an A319 headed off to San Francisco. It's another plane just barely in the 20th century, dating back to the year 2000. I wouldn't expect a plane that old to have been painted in the newer United livery. Usually they're clinging to the older livery with the smaller United branding on the side. But I guess this one's a keeper. So if you were with us on Monday, It was almost an excruciatingly slow morning, punctuated by 2 go-rounds by the Korean Air flight coming in from Seoul and by an American Airlines plane coming in from Charlotte. And you may have seen in the background there one of the daily Japan Airlines flights off to Tokyo. But finally we get to see a plane taking off. But here's what we're up against right now as far as, you know, sonically. And hey, I don't begrudge these guys at all. Try to get this work done before the sun gets too high in the sky. So you're about to see there Japan Airlines flight number 6713. It's a 787 Dreamliner headed to Narita Airport in Tokyo. JAL flies to both Narita and Haneda airports from here. And we will follow this along because we have nothing else to show you right now. Except for some good guys mowing the lawn. We saw the Japan Airlines One World livery on Monday, I think it was. Or maybe it was Saturday. A glint of Dreamliner in the morning sun.
Delta 429, expect runway 17 center. American 2047, expect that. 2139, start one. American 829, contact tower 14.15 over here. 392, 24. Over, yeah, American 829. Departure, Japan, take me long, please. Regional departure, Japan at 6713, leaving 1 chairs on the 500, climb to 1 business. American 1760, descend maintain 8,000. 8,000, American 1760. Descend at 6713.
7,000.
6713, 177.
Well, it is indeed quiet here at the big airport. There's a look at Founders Plaza, where we fire our show off to the world. We say good morning to Michelle R.S. Kel's 1136 says good morning from Oakland. Now Chuck was saying gorgeous bird. I think he's referring to the Japan Airlines flight. Roger's a little more cynical in that he says a lot of imagination went into JAL's livery. You know what? I still kind of like it. It's simple, it's recognizable, it's clean, it seems very professional. So count me as a fan of the JAL livery. Not for everybody, but there you can see the flags on the right. They're just barely moving. It's a pretty still morning here. We finally got a plane coming in. It's going to be an Airbus A321 arriving from Pittsburgh, which we don't normally see over here on this side. Usually the flights from that destination generally come in on the east side, but we welcome Pittsburgh to runway 18 left. So we're back to action here. After a lull. And we anticipate during the 8 o'clock hour here, we usually get pretty busy, especially as it bumps up against our off time at 9 o'clock. So we're here with you for about another hour here on Runway DFW. I rented one of those mowers once, which had the kind of those dual handles to steer it instead of a steering wheel. I couldn't get used to it. I'm sure it gives you some more fine control, but it turned out it wasn't for me. Well, sir, American Flight 809 is arriving now. It's coming in from San Luis Potosí in Mexico, an Airbus A319. It looks like it's coming in on runway 18 left instead of 18 right. This happens sometimes. So it's a little further away from us than the landings are usually. Am I right? Well, back to the chat room. And Michelle RS, one of our great moderators, says, I don't see any of the Streamlabs information. She's referring to the crawl that we sometimes put on. I don't like to sound beggy or anything, but we do have a place if you would like to contribute to our ongoing efforts. You can go to streamlabs.com/runwaydfw to make a one-time or ongoing contribution to our streaming efforts, and you will see that on the bottom of the screen, and the link is also in our description, and that helps us fuel our broadcast with caffeine for me, with cash money to send to our internet provider, and to help us equip ourselves with some new gear. So thank you in advance if you are of a mind to do that. We have American Flight 2853, an Airbus A321, now going out to Los Angeles. And where is it? There it is. And we'll pick it up on camera one. LAX, of course, the home of last weekend's big Cranky Dork Fest festival. It looked like oodles of fun. Who knows, maybe Runway DFW will have to bite the bullet and make a flight to LA next year for Cranky Dork Fest 2023. Looks like our next incoming flight is going to be what is it? Sun Country. I haven't seen that one. I think I've seen Sun Country in the last couple of visits. But here one comes from Minneapolis St. Paul, the 737-800, followed almost immediately by some 777 Japan Airlines action from Haneda Airport, Flight 12. So, more fun stuff for you here on Runway DFW. First, here's the Minneapolis St. Paul flight. Of course, Sun Country does a lot of seasonal service to airports, and it could be. Is this coming in already? It didn't take long. And it's going around. I think it was a little too close to that Sun Country plane, and the decision was taken for this 777 to have another go at it. So there we go, 3 go rounds in our last 2 broadcasts. I was thinking to myself, I was watching that Sun Country plane come in. I'm hearing the Japan Airlines flight behind me, and I'm saying to myself, isn't that a little too close to land? Shouldn't there be a little more what you call separation? And so, the passengers aboard that flight get to do a little more sightseeing around Dallas-Fort Worth. And instead of landing after 10 hours and 40 minutes, they probably got another 15 or 20 minutes tacked onto their flight logs today. Hello. Oh, well, thank you. That was a go-round.
You did a go-round?
Yeah.
I was driving up, I saw
there was a Sun Country plane landed just before it, and I guess it was a little too close. Now we're trying to pick that plane out of the sky. There it is. So the Japan Airlines 777 is circling back for a second go at it. It'll get in line to be coming in, so we'll get a second chance to look at that shortly. This is an American Airlines flight from Austin, 737-800. Flight 1632. 32. Meanwhile, in all the excitement, we lost track of this Frontier flight. There's the tail. I can't quite make it out in the haze, but I will give you the official designation here in a moment. So that was Frontier Flight 2137 off to Las Vegas with Buck the Pronghorn on the tail. Here is American Airlines Flight 1066 coming in from Mexico City. It looks like we've got a Delta flight. Is it Delta? Yeah. No, I'm sorry. It's United. No, that is Delta. I know, if you're looking at this on a 70-inch TV set, you're saying, well, of course that's Delta. And I'm looking at it on a sun-drenched monitor. So that was going to Salt Lake City, that Airbus A320. And now you may hear winding up in the background. The slim trimness of a Boeing 757. There you see it. That is UPS. Flight 2711. It's off to Ontario, California. So another 20th century aircraft here for you this morning. Good morning, flight crew. Headed off to sunny California.
UPS 2785 over completion with exit ramp. You wanted to come out of what I did, I'm sorry. I was in the wrong one, sorry. This is the accessory table.
So it looks like this 757 is going to turn and burn. So it heads off to California. And it did not take a ton of runway to get off the ground there. There goes American Flight 2114 off to Santa Ana, California. As coming in from the northern sky is American Flight 2335, arriving now from Albuquerque, New Mexico, 737-800. And here goes the flight to Santa Ana, John Wayne Airport.
Heading to 0.
Listen to that engine roar. And as if that's not enough excitement for you all, we have triple engine action for you in the form of this UPS MD-11 flight 2785 off to to Louisville.
$19.91.
And another one of those flights we can't show you, it's Japan Airlines Flight 12 arriving from Haneda. That's the one we saw do the go-round earlier. And it, instead of landing over here, it is landing over on runway 13 right. Something we can't show you here. So it's actually the opposite of what happened with... It's the exact opposite of what happened with the Korean airplane on Monday, which did a go-around trying to land on 13 right and then came over here to 18 right to land in front of us. So you win some, you lose some. Kells 1136 is a fan of the Trijet. We say hey back to Sebastian Echeverria. David Sheffield says he's making a second pot of coffee. What a nice way to start the day. Thanks, Walt. And thanks to you, David, for being a viewer of our little shindig. Let us see if we can capture for you the arrival of American Eagle Flight 3510 coming in from Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's an Embraer 175. Meantime, you see there, American Flight 2720 just exited your screen. It's a 737-800 on its way to Tulsa in Oklahoma. Kevin never has lawnmowers out there at LAX, does he? He has umbrella problems. There's that. We can finally see. We can confirm to you now that the Japan Airlines flight from Haneda has indeed landed and is on its way to Terminal D. So yeah, spent a few extra minutes in the air. To the chagrin, I am sure, of its passengers. So there's the flight to Tulsa, Oklahoma, traversing your screen at this time. Nothing's coming in right now. The MD-11 is about to get on the move here. Shall we go back to that? It is rolling. And Craig says it's a classic UPS X Varig, which was what, a Portuguese Varig? So now the question is, since this is going to Louisville, will it be directed to take off from this side of the airport or from the east side? And if I had to lay down a bet, I would say it would take off from this side. Usually the first of the two flights that go to Louisville, first of these two MD-11 flights that go to Louisville, usually takes off from here, and the second one they direct over to the east side of the airport. We'll see. Here comes American Eagle Flight 3687 from Aguascalientes in Mexico.
regional pressure on 17 left.
MD is on the move. Place your bets, ladies and gents. East side or west side departure. My 2 cents is on the west side departure. It is taxiing smartly towards the east, where it would have to go to get on the path for runway 18 left for takeoff. But it almost seems intent on going over the bridge over to the east side. So I may lose that 2 cent bet. And yeah, I think I'm going to lose that 2 cent bet. Well, we'll try to pick it up as it launches into the sky. In the interim, we present to you Flight 2612 American Airlines coming in from Denver in Airbus A321. This Embraer 175 of the American Eagle variety is on its way to Harlingen, Texas, in the southern part of the state. It's followed up on the flight line by a 737-800 American Flight 2593 on its way to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Entering the picture is that flight, the aforementioned flight to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Now leaving your view, but coming into view of camera 2, or camera 1, sorry. Our next contestant is a plane you're not currently seeing, but we will momentarily. It's American Flight 1770 off to Fresno, California. a 737-800.
Alpha 47 degree regional approach, and runway 17 left direct straight, descend maintain 6,000. Southbound Mike, pretty Texas Sierra, monitor ground 121.8. Alright, end of Sierra, 21 east, right away, 263. 1271 on FQX, 17 right, let's take off. Let's take off 179.
This American Eagle jet is arriving from Chihuahua. Actually, it's a Sky West jet from Chihuahua, Mexico. CRJ 701. Painted in the Sky West colors, operating on behalf of our friends at American Eagle. Poised to launch at this time is American Flight 1304. Here's the top of it. Off to Los Cabos in Mexico at the southern tip of the Baja Peninsula. Baja is a fun word to say. And momentarily we'll be seeing land. American Eagle Flight 3822 from Springfield. I keep meaning to look up, is this Springfield, Illinois? I always say this and I never look it up. Is it Springfield, Illinois? Springfield. It's an hour flight. I don't know. I'm going to look it up right now. Inquiring minds want to know. Springfield Branson National Airport in Springfield, Missouri. Okay. So Branson. I would like to acknowledge now a contribution, a very generous contribution of $20 from Michelle R.S. Beautiful morning to stream. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle, of course, is also a member of the Runway DFW Moderation Federation, and so we're happy to have her on board whenever we can. And wow, contribution and moderating, she does it all, ladies and gentlemen. Be nice to her. Brendan McMillan says, I flew through DFW on Sunday and Tuesday. My flights use the east runways for all but our departure to Las Vegas. When we were landing on Sunday, there was a flight landing parallel to us on the west. And that would have been on the east side. Amber Moti is greeting us from South Africa. Hello, Amber. Pleased to have you on board. Let's see if we can. So if we're about to turn to fall tonight, then I guess there in the southern hemisphere, you're about to welcome springtime. That was American Flight 612 arriving from El Paso in far west Texas on Runway DFW for this Thursday. September the 22nd.
Flight 230. Second flight 274, approach 17 center.
American Flight 2767 is what you see there. It's an Airbus A321, and it will be winging its way to Seattle in Washington, the state of Washington, shortly.
340, 138, 47. I have your flight. Direct now on up to 10,000. I'll avoid 3634.
And I guess I must have gotten distracted and failed to see that tri-jet take off from the east side. I don't see it lined up over there. So apologize for that.
Climb to 17,000 American, 1174.
We're about to see American Flight 2788 arriving from Colorado Springs, a 737-800. Yonder goes the flight off to Seattle that we spoke of earlier. Did I miss it? There it is. Once again, folks, it's the light reflecting on viewfinder. We get more or less perfect lighting for takeoffs and landings in the afternoon here, but in the mornings everything is backlit once the sun comes up, and unless it's a cloudy day, we are at the mercy of Mr. Sun. That's American Flight 1584, an Airbus A321, lifting off momentarily for the gambling mecca of the USA, Lost Wages. You may be asking, why in recent broadcasts have we been getting the lawn maintenance crews in the morning when we went for several months without hearing them? And we can chalk that up to the drought. Nothing was growing there for a couple of months. Very dry. Looks like we have another MD-11 lighting up for Louisville. Take a look at that in a second. Here comes American Flight 744 from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. An Airbus A321.
Here's Shuttle CDT, reduce speed to 170, maintain messages. Alright, 170. Morning American 54, climb at 2500,
Here's a Mitsubishi CRJ701ER. American Eagle Flight 3179 off to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Sounds like a very nice place to hang out. Never been there. I drove through Arizona and New Mexico once in, I want to say, 1980. On my way from Salt Lake to Dallas for a job change, and I've been here ever since. Salt Lake City, a beautiful place. It was unimaginable how inexpensive it was, relatively speaking, to live there back then. I didn't get paid that much in 1980, but was able to get a half of a duplex, which had a commanding picture window view of the whole Salt Lake Valley, and it was well within my junior journalist budget at the time. Can't even imagine what it would cost to live there now. We are waiting, coming from that direction, or coming from this direction, our second MD-11 of the morning. Good morning to you, Andrea Molson, or whatever time it is in your locale. Cat's Meow, which is a great screen name, you have to say. Checking in from Southern California. Good morning to you. We've got double barrel lawn mowing action now. You can see the one in the shot there, and I think you'll see another one coming in there from the left side of the shot. There he is.
7,000-2475 on board 3992. Good morning.
Incoming American Flight 2326 from Des Moines, Iowa, is now arriving. It's an Airbus A319 right over there. Oh yeah. Well, here comes our second tri-jet of the morning. Coming out of the UPS corral. I don't know how old that lawnmower is, but that plane will be 31 years old in December. So since the first one was directed over to the, when I say one, the first MD-11 we saw this morning, also going to Louisville, was directed over to the east side. And I was wrong about my wager that it would take off here from the west side. I'm going to lay my second 2 cents down on this one going out from the west side and giving us a chance to take a look at it. I'm sure it has to do with variations in what people are ordering, but there was a while there in the summer we would see not only 2 MD-11s go off to Louisville from here, but also a 747 UPS aircraft. I haven't seen their 747 over there in a couple of weeks. Now, it could be coming in here. I just not when I am here, because I'm not here 24 hours a day. We're going to try to bring you a stream 3 times a week. Once on a weekend day and twice on a weekday morning. So this is our second weekday morning shindig of this week. And we were here last Saturday. Oh, I almost missed this. Flight from Buffalo is arriving, but we want to make sure that you got to see this big old 777, American Airlines, Flight 127 off to Seoul, South Korea. Well, I'm only 7 minutes from having to pack up here, folks. Doesn't seem right. Seems like we just got here. Poised for takeoff there is American Airlines Flight 2484. The Airbus is off to a destination which I do not have on my flight radar. Meanwhile, here's the MD-11, which, I don't know, kind of looks like it's going over to the east side, doesn't it? And it is trucking, going over the bridge. See ya. So drats. Well, here's the aircraft. We don't know where it's going to. We have an Embraer 175 coming in from Corpus Christi on the Texas Gulf Coast there. Wow, we have our third MD-11 now is pushing back. Also going to Louisville. The newest one of the bunch. It's actually from this century, dating back to January of 2000, which is about as early in this century as you can get. I don't even know if we're going to get to see it taxi before I have to sign off. There it is, there behind that wall. Well, you see two MD-11s there in your view. The tail section on the right is the one that's being pushed back. So they're like having a clearance sale on MD-11s over there this morning. And you're looking at one of the shade structures we have here at DFW Founders Plaza. Which I found is of limited use to me, unless, you know, if you're here and you can move around to kind of catch the shade that is provided by that canopy, it's very helpful. But if you're kind of in a fixed location like I am, there's not a lot you can do except hope to have it. I found a spot where you can get covered up for most of the hottest part of the afternoon. But as the sun goes down, you are left to deal with the sun. It's American Flight 2558 coming in from Fort Lauderdale in Florida, 737-800. I guess the Cathay Pacific 747, which I had seen listed as a potential arrival, was not to be for our broadcast this morning. So at least we get to see, get a triple play of tri-jets. And I guess we'll get to see, I'll hang on. I should be packing up right about now in order to get to work, but what the heck. But I think if it was to have, well, I don't know, we'll see. I'd just really like to see this plane lift off into the sky right in front of us. So if you're feeling Peter Panish, just click your heels 3 times, or is that Peter Pan, or is that the Wizard of Oz, or am I wrong? Make a wish. BK is a fan of the MD-11.
Not to my knowledge, but thanks for the heads up.
And Douglas Serrano says, Runway DFW, this is by far the busiest day at DFW I have seen. Well, if you were with us a little earlier, it was pretty slow going. But I think, as with most airports, you get bursts of action. the busiest day I saw was on a Saturday when we were having some weather issues in the area, not specifically right here. Well, although the winds were shifting back and forth and back and forth. And we had a couple of diverted flights come in. And at one point in the afternoon, late in the afternoon, all the flights for takeoff were shifted around to the south side. And then the winds shifted again, and all those planes were told to move back to the north side. It was quite a traffic jam. That's the day I'd never seen it busier here, in my time here. But my time at DFW is just a small subset of the years this place has been in operation. In fact, I think it's 2025 or 2024 when the airport will celebrate its 50th anniversary. So we did have a bit of excitement earlier. We got to see another go-round, our third in 2 broadcasts. This one of Japan Airlines flight that was coming in from Haneda, if I recall, in Tokyo. And it just, apparently the spacing didn't turn out to be right between that and a Sun Country plane which was landing. That's what it appeared anyway. And so we got to see the JAL flight spin around and then come back on a different runway about 15-20 minutes later. Ooh. I hear departures. UPS flight.
Morning, American 2193 out of 11 for 817 center. American 2193, approach, good morning.
Now this one doesn't seem to be going as at as brisk of a pace as the others did as they were pointed towards the east. So if we're really lucky, it'll make a right turn shortly and put itself into position for a takeoff from runway 18 left. However, I think we've got number 3 of our 3-engined aircraft once again pointing its nose over towards the east side of the airport. I'll just stand by for another second or two here to confirm, but yes, it is going over the bridge, so sayonara, have a mint julep on me when you get to Louisville. Well, don't have one on me, I've never had a mint julep. I know someone who has, but that's another story. Well, we'll leave you with that shot here on Runway DFW. Cue the music. This is where I talk, right? Yeah. It's me, Walt. Let me turn that down a little bit. Thank you for hanging out with us on Runway DFW for this Thursday. Sorry for the false start and confusion, but we'll be back this weekend if weather permits and if everything else works out all right. We'll be back to hang out with you for a while, to share some fun with you, to watch planes together, and to just exchange friendship across the seas. So thanks everybody. Happy contrails to you until we meet again.